Well, all right then, back to your regularly scheduled programming. It's Arsenal hosting Wolverhampton at the Emirates. Should be a fantastic game, this. Wolverhampton, as you know, went out and beat Southampton on penalties in the second leg of their cup fixture. Arsenal have yet to play, but they had the first round bye, so let's see if Arsenal can actually stay with some good momentum despite having the bye week. That is typically sometimes a thing, at least in real life. I know in MLS when we have first and second leg fixtures like this, and the first top spot gets the first round bye, sometimes the top team does not actually make it very much farther. That is kind of actually a thing, to be honest with you, that you wouldn't expect it to be, but it is. Well, to begin with here for Wolverhampton, it's Luis Diaz on the left. He's under pressure from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Here's Sandro Tonali to Salah. Well, he tried to slip it inwards, but didn't get it. It's Fernandez. He had a little bit of help there. I'm surprised that he didn't pass that ball a little bit sooner. Look at the league table while we're at it. Of course, top of the table being Arsenal. 12 points on 5 matches that they've played. Crew in second with also 12 matches on their 5. Matter of fact, the only team to actually beat Arsenal and Crew this season is actually that of Crystal Palace. Actually, Crew's lost twice. I'm just noticing that now. But Crystal Palace beating both of those squads. Crystal Palace third with 10 points. Wrexham have fallen to 4th after the recent fixtures with 9 points. Man United 5th with 7. Wolverhampton also with 7, just behind United on goal difference. There's Luis Diaz now. Inwards to Cody Gakpo, tackled. Southampton make up 7th, Ipswich 8th. And Liverpool last time out for them getting their first points of the season in 9th with just the sole points. Look at the fixtures yet to come today. We've got Crew Alexandra with the bye week, Manchester United hosting Ipswich, Wrexham hosting Southampton, and Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool, which should be a fantastic fixture, that. And the run that Liverpool's been on, obviously, at a well, I'm not going to actually spoil because that part of the thing is not out yet, is it? So it's Kudus on the right. He's under pressure from Van der Ven, and well, he does get it away actually, as it turns out. Good defending there. There's Fofana to Fernandez, back to Nick Pope. Wolverhampton squad being careful at the moment. This Arsenal squad also being careful, but actually a little bit more stern in defense for the time being. More aggressive, trying to get the ball back. There's Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus now tries to get around the far post, and I think it is off the foot of Nick Pope. Wait, what? Yep, there we go. Well, Martinelli to take the corner. He's got Kevin De Bruyne up close. Ball trying to move inwards now with De Bruyne. We may have some space here. And Wolverhampton does get it away. This Arsenal squad has been so fantastic here in league play. Only have lost the one match so far. I mean, this team really, I would think, is probably the most complete that we've had so far this season. Wolverhampton, what I will say though, kind of on a string of good results here. Of course, they did lose to Crystal Palace, but you know, after that, let's have a look at the recent results here. Yeah, last time out in league play, they drew 2-2 with United, which I think is a halfway decent result considering the quality of that United squad as well. Which, it has to be said, that United squad I kind of thought would be doing a little bit better. But Wolverhampton finding a 2-2 draw with them. Obviously lost to Crystal Palace in the match beforehand. And then in round 4, they did beat Southampton 3-1. A lot of ties in last round's fixtures. 2-2 Wolverhampton. Ipswich and Palace finished level. 0-0. Southampton-Everton, Liverpool went 2-2. Crewe Alexandra, the only win on the season. Not on the season, on that week. I think that Palace and Liverpool game could go 1-1, 2-2. United could theoretically get a win on Ipswich, and I think Wrexham could get one on Southampton here if they play up to par. Although Southampton, despite being knocked out against Wolverhampton, did look very formidable. Formidable? I don't even know English. Cody Gakpo, the shot. Oh, Saliba gets in the way. No foul called from the official. It's Luis Diaz but tackled. As I was saying, that Southampton squad did look pretty good. Shame they had to go out on penalties like they did, but still, it was a good fixture to watch, and they fared well. It's Joelinton. Tackled, and now Wolverhampton can look to get the ball. Pitch, half an hour gone here. Just the corner for Arsenal. Tackled by Martinelli at the touchline, but it will be a throw for Wolverhampton. Madison, back to Fernandez. There's Tonali. There's Gakpo. Oh, he tried a backheel pass. Timber got in the way. Now it's Martinelli. Finds De Bruyne inwards. Back to Martinelli. Tries to get it to Kevin De Bruyne. There's Rashford. Back to De Bruyne. Picked up by Joelinton. And now it's Rashford. Rashford cutting inside, finds Joelinton. Joelinton now, Wolverhampton getting it away. Arsenal have had a couple of good moves forwards, but nothing of it to show quite yet. Two evenly matched squads. That ball slipped through to Cody Gakpo, backwards to Van de Ven. Mohamed Kudus, good defensive play there. And Odegaard and De Bruyne. That midfield duo kind of would have thought would have more impact. De Bruyne specifically. That ball slipped through now. Rashford may have it. Tries to get past Fofana. Fofana does get it away. Only just. And finally Van de Ven does look to get it upfield. There's a bit of a risky attack there. Arsenal have been much more in Wolverhampton's attacking third than the other way around. I think Arsenal could be the first to score here. Matter of fact, I think if a goal is scored, they will be the first to do it. But it's a pretty even game for the time being. Tough for another throw here. Arsenal to have. First half about to come to a close. We've got 1 minute added time. As is Martinelli on the left side. Trying to work inwards at the touchline now. Oh, and he's cut it out for a goal kick. I'm afraid he's gone a little bit too far there. And they'll have Nick Pope clear this one upfield, and that'll be the end of the first half. Nick Pope, I'm sure if you watched the fixtures with Southampton in the cup tie, they did have a massive impact at Nick Pope. He really was the savior of that game. And that'll be the end of the first half here. 0-0 to score. An even contest so far. The Emirates hoping and waiting for the first goal of the game to come from the home side. Kevin De Bruyne, still no true impact on this game, which has kind of been the case in recent fixtures. Match facts, yeah, pretty even in possession. Just the one shot for Arsenal then. 3 more passes attempted for Wolverhampton. Equal pass accuracy pretty much, and 7-6 on tackles there for Wolverhampton. But I think that would make sense. Arsenal have been in their defensive third, or in the attacking third, a lot more than Wolverhampton in that first half. Of course, Arsenal, the majority of the tackles they made were in midfield. Luis Diaz back to Van de Ven, back to Fernandez, and inwards to Fofana. Second half underway. Next match on the schedule, we head to Old Trafford as Manchester United host Ipswich. That should be a fun one. I think both squads looking to come away with a win. Perhaps even a point would be acceptable between them. Mo Salah. Salah inwards to Madison. Tackled by Martinelli, and now Flecken will do his best to get that ball out of harm's way. Where is he going? Good Lord, that was scary. I've never seen a keeper go out that far. Obviously in real life, yes, but not in this. That is awkward. Sandro Tonali now. Stu Fernandez and Wolverhampton trying to just pass their way around this Arsenal midfield and defense. That ball swung into Gakpo. If he could have a shot here, he might. Go to Gakpo at the near post. Flecken saves. Well, he's worked his way too far inwards there. I'm surprised Flecken didn't actually go to attack the ball on the ground. He did make the save. But I think Gakpo probably could have had a shot earlier on when he initially turned off the defender. There's Martinelli. Tries to cut inwards. Alexander-Arnold tackles. Salah to Madison, back to Tonali, and now Salah once more. There's Madison. Madison now, with perhaps a chance. Oh, he tried to get it inwards. It will be out for a corner, though. And we've got a substitution happening here. It's going to be for Wolverhampton. Cody Gakpo being replaced by Danjuma. Now, this is kind of the substitution Wolverhampton have been continually making here. Although I think leaving Gakpo on a little bit longer would probably be a better idea. I mean, he is the striker for this squad. Of course, Mohamed Salah has put in a couple of good ones, but it's Luis Diaz now. Fofana to Madison, trying to get through. I think taking off Cody Gakpo before even the hour mark is a little risky for Wolverhampton. They've lost now a lot of the attacking prowess that they had, at least in the 18-yard box. That guy, Cody, trying to work his way in more the entirety of the game. Couldn't find a shot, naturally, but at least where he was getting the ball into the attacking third, and that was important for Wolverhampton, and now perhaps they lose that. Danjuma passes backwards to Madison. Good ball. Tries to get it to Luis Diaz. He does. Wan-Bissaka in chase. It's Van der Ven now. It's to Madison. Wan-Bissaka still stood there. Madison gets past. The shot. What? He put that one away? I mean, that I didn't expect. So James Madison with the opener here, as he's gotten round Wan-Bissaka, works his way inwards, and I think just kind of pokes it right. Oh, he's nutmegged Flecken as well, hasn't he? Yes, he has. That's my ringtone. Don't mind that. Well, 1-0 here to Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton Wanderers goal, number 71, James Madison.
Sorry about that. That was my brother on the phone. Since then, we've had Cucurella come on. Cucurella is actually, at least in the first couple of fixtures, he was a player that kind of, I thought, brought some quality to the defense of Wolverhampton, but since then has actually been demoted to the bench, rather. And I'm curious to see if he can actually continue with a good performance or if Arsenal's going to find an equalizer. Arsenal being down at home. Only the one time did we see this happen, and that was against the Crystal Palace squad, in which they lost that game. It was that game as well was very left late like this. I mean, it was a match where we saw Ward-Prowse hit the woodwork, and then it didn't look like anything else was going to happen, and then suddenly they scored, and Arsenal wasn't able to strike back. It's Joelinton in midfield now. He's gone into Saliba, up to Martin Odegaard, to Kudus, to Rashford. Rashford now trying to work inwards. Rashford, the league-leading goal scorer, has Martinelli. Inwards to De Bruyne. De Bruyne tackled. Wolverhampton can find a second goal here. It will surely be the win. Arsenal still have time to find an equalizer. Whether or not they will is the question. Mo Salah to Maddison. To Cucurella now on the right side, but Malacia will get in the way. Only just. Cucurella still with it. Oh boy, I tell you what, he nearly got the ball back there, Cucurella, but it will be up for a throw. Throw taken quickly to Joelinton. We got about 10 minutes remaining here. There's Martinelli. Tries to dance past Maddison, but passes backwards to Joelinton and now gets the ball back at his feet. There's Joelinton. Martinelli. Martinelli now with some room on the left. He's got past Trent Alexander-Arnold for the time being. Trent still trying his best to get him off the ball, but it doesn't work. And now it's Malacia trying to work inwards. It's Martin Odegaard with perhaps some space if he can get past Fernandez. Now he's got to get past... Well, I tell you what, good defending there from Wolverhampton. Coming up on about 5 minutes to go. Wolverhampton, should they take this win, that will mean a lot. Mostly to Crew Alexandra. Cucurella! Oh my word. Huh. Goal of the match day already, and we're only one fixture in. Cucurella with an amazing goal. So here's Mo Salah on the left. Now he's going to swing it across from way out. Cucurella is unmarked in the middle, and he's caught it so well. Goodness me, I mean, the audacity to even try that attempt. It's only one goal up. Anything could still happen, and then you put that away, and that is surely crushed the hopes of Arsenal, at least for the remainder of this fixture. 2-0 to Wolverhampton. Cucurella with an incredible goal. One of the best we've seen this season. Sorry, I don't mean to pause the game. I am going to probably use that as my... what do you call it, thumbnail. Let's be real. I mean, that's about as amazing as it gets. Actually kind of like that, not gonna lie. Alright, anyways, where were we? So it's Joelinton now. Arsenal 2-0 down at home. Martin Odegaard to Malacia, back to Saliba, back to Odegaard, and I think Arsenal at this point... Well, a consolation goal would be good for the Gunners here. Kudus finds Rashford inwards. He tries the back heel. It's Joelinton tackled. Remember, coming up later, Crew Alexandra with the bye week in the Milan friendly here. So this loss from Arsenal. I mean, it'll still be level on points with Crew, but that'll leave it all to play for entering next match. De Bruyne to Odegaard. Joelinton. Jolinton intercepted. And Juma, uh-oh. Well, hang on a minute here. Arsenal's got men forward. It's Marcus Rashford. Does he find Jolinton? No. Taken away by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that'll be it. Wolverhampton Wanderers. We knew we were going to have a good effort coming into this fixture. But a 2-0 defeat for Arsenal at home. Now that we didn't expect. Remember, I kind of picked this to be a 1-1 game. Or a tie, but... Or, yeah, a tie of any sorts, but, I mean, still. And the finish by Cucurella. The best you'll see, at least today, I think. Maybe not. Who knows? We still got a lot more to come here. Next up, we head to Old Trafford as they take on Ipswich. So two squads that have become, well, familiar with each other, to say the least. These two had the cup tie with this past kind of match day. For that, I know the result. You don't. But what's interesting here is that we have to see these teams play each other for now a third time in recent memory. So, today, it's United hosting Ipswich. These two teams look very even on paper. United having a little bit more in the ratings column for the offense. But, yeah, I think it could be another very close game here. But it's Ipswich getting us underway. More importantly, we did see Darwin Núñez get traded to this United squad for Beto. Beto on the bench for Manchester United. Darwin Núñez starting for Ipswich. And that's been the big talking point between the two sides. Darwin Núñez. He did actually get to play the tournament fixtures for Ipswich. Matter of fact, that was his first game, second game, and now third game with Ipswich, all against his former club. Tackled in the box there. And now Ipswich trying to move forward. Remember, coming up later today, we do have Wrexham versus Southampton next. And then Palace hosting Liverpool for our final fixture of the day. It's Timo Werner now. The man who's been so pivotal to this United squad, more so than Erling Haaland. Which, I'm sure if you said that in real life, you'd probably get slapped. But Timo Werner has done very well. And already you can see trying to put the pressure on Kieran Trippier and the rest of the Ipswich defense here. Ipswich need a good result today. They've kind of been on the back foot in recent memory. Timo Werner does tackle, and now tries to look up forward. Perhaps with some space along the side now. Trying to move inwards, he does. Finds Paqueta. Paqueta back to Haaland. Haaland the shot, and it's in. And an early one here for Erling Haaland and United. And that, more or less, is kind of the extent of the expectations that you'd have for Haaland. You get him into the box close like that, in on goal, and he's going to score. So let's take a look at this. It's come in well, and he's passed it back, and Haaland's got space in front of the net there, although, I will say, the defensive effort was that McAllister nearly got in front of it, blocked off his right foot, but he's put it away so well on his left. And for an Ipswich squad, it's trying to look for their second win of the season and get above 5 points. That is probably not going to help. But Erling Haaland, the early one here. I thought it was going to be from Werner. Well, it wasn't the case. Matter of fact, Haaland, with one of his kind of only goals of the campaign so far, he's been very well on the assist side of the attacking presence. Not so much in the goal scoring. It's Jadon Sancho to Richarlison. Tries to cut inwards now. James tackles. Richarlison still battling with James. James does get it, but now Jadon Sancho trying to work inwards, and James has somehow fended off two Ipswich players there in one go. That was very difficult for him, but he's gotten it. But now Richarlison back on the attack. Trying to move around the outside of Cancelo. Richarlison inwards to Phil Foden. Tackled by Rodri, but now it's McAllister. And tackled by Rodrigo Bentancur. That was looking dangerous there for Ipswich, and United can look to counter now. But Richarlison and that Ipswich squad, I tell you what, Ipswich have scored goals this season. Okay, let's not ignore that. Richarlison has been a very good player for the squad. Their goal difference is only -1. They've scored 6 and have only had 7 scored against them. That's a better goal difference than Liverpool, and most notably Crystal Palace as well, who sit -6 despite being 3rd in the table. Rodri inwards to Paqueta. It's Rodrigo Bentancur trying to get past the defender there. It's Onana now in the box and clears upfield. So 20 minutes gone. United have the opener here. Darwin Núñez to Jadon Sancho. May have Richarlison forward, but Richarlison trying to stay on sides. It's Jadon Sancho. Sancho turned away by Ederson at the far post. Will be out for the corner. Alexis Mac Allister to take. Good attack has been building for Ipswich. That was kind of the first kind of direct result of it. We've got the corner. But other than that, I mean, United have been kind of forced deep in their own half here. Let's not ignore that. It's Jadon Sancho now. He's got Foden inwards. Phil Foden the shot. Turned away again by Ederson. Out for another corner. See, that's the kind of thing. Ipswich have been consistently so far this game trying to drill the ball forward as much as they can. Man United, it's been a very kind of smash and grab goal for them. Ipswich have really had a couple of opportunities here, and I tell you what, they could put one away. So Mac Allister plays short to Foden. Foden to the outside of the box as Endo finds Sancho. Sancho to Richarlison, who's open, turned away again by Ederson, out for another corner. I think Richarlison probably thought he could have had a goal there. Richarlison's lined up at the near post, had the far post completely open, but Richarlison tried to power it past the Brazilian. Good save, in fairness. That ball is just floating in the air. Anyways. So it'll be Phil Foden to take. Plays in short to Jadon Sancho, who, I'll tell you what, has been really pivotal in the attacking of this Ipswich squad, and here he goes. Jadon Sancho now the shot, turned away by Ederson again. That'll be out for another corner. Tell you what, Ederson, you can tell, probably unhappy with his defenders at the moment. They are not really getting in the way of these shots as much as they could. Out for another corner for Ipswich. Phil Foden to take. Nobody's been called close this time, so Foden will swing it in. Edge of the 18, headed away, but at the feet of Endo now. Endo, Gomez tackles, and United can finally exhale a sigh of relief. Although, only for now, as Ipswich immediately get the ball back in midfield. Jadon Sancho. Through to Richarlison, he's on sides, the shot turned away again by Ederson. I mean, that is 5 pivotal saves already. And with how easily United scored that first goal, you would have thought that United would have been on the front foot for the majority of this game. It doesn't appear to be the case. They're winning. They have the goal in it. But Ipswich, I mean, they are right there. That ball swung in. Ederson does come out outside of his box. Roll the ball on the ground. That was a little risky, I'll be fair. It's Paqueta to Timo Werner. Over to Erling Haaland, but tackled. Now Ipswich can look to counter again. Ipswich has been winning that midfield battle. Through to Richarlison. And he won't have space to shoot this time, but he finds Jadon Sancho inwards. Sancho, nearly tackled by Rodri, is finally tackled by Rodri. So Bosley. Rodrigo Bentancur. Out to Szoboszlai again. Oh, cheeky little backheel pass to Haaland. Inwards to Haaland again. Now Paqueta. Oh, he tried to slip it past to Erling Haaland again. I believe was that a Kanji there in defense who got it away. Either way, whoever it was, good interception. Saved probably another goal there from United. But now Ipswich put the ball in midfield once more, and they've got men forward. Darwin Núñez being one of them. Núñez to Mac Allister. Richarlison. Richarlison now tackled. 40 minutes gone here. First half drawing to a close. Obviously United in the lead, but this has been a game dominated by Ipswich. Not on the score sheet, but in the shots and the passing and the possession, I'm sure all going the way of Ipswich here. It's Alexis McAllister now, has Darwin Nunez tackled, and Josko Gvardiol gets it away. I'm expecting at least 3 minutes added time here with the amount of corners. And, of course, the goal to boot. Keita, well, he trying to get through. Endo got in the way. Now it's Darwin Nunez to Phil Foden. Back to Nunez. Here's Charlson. Nunez again. Has Phil Foden. Does he have space? Can he get past Cancelo? Oh, I tell you what, he almost did. So only 2 minutes added time. A little surprised, but also not really. That's pretty fair. This game kind of awards added time and not necessarily an understandable matter, that's for sure. Ball switched over to Cancelo on the left side. And Phil Foden gets the ball back, but it's not going to matter. So, at halftime, 1-0 to Man United. Ipswich have fired several shots on goal off, all saved by Ederson. Of course, Haaland with the opening goal. But since then, Ipswich have far and away looked the better squad here. United are ahead. Will they stay that way? That's going to be the big question. I'm not sure they can. I mean, let's look at the... I mean, yeah, possession being dominated 10%, 5 shots to 1 for United. Obviously, the one shot for United was the goal. More passes attempted, higher pass accuracy. United have put in more tackles, that part is sure. But how many saves has Ederson put in so far? I mean, what are we even looking at here? We've got I was just saying, show me the goalkeeping statistics. Yeah, I mean, 5 saves. I mean, so far, he has been an absolute brick wall in front of goal. And what's interesting is that he's had to save more of them at the near post rather than the far post. I mean, he's had a couple of shots there. I mean, it's kind of 3-2 in that scenario. I mean, either way, he's playing a fantastic game. For United's sake, let's hope he keeps playing that way. Back underway here. Of course, the goal scored in the 10th minute by Haaland. Even though some formidable defense from Ipswich that time. Still found the back of the net was the Norwegian. That ball lost, and now Darwin Nunez. Here's Jadon Sancho. Inwards to Endo. And now it's Nunez. United do get the ball away. And now it's Szoboszlai inwards to Erling Haaland. Haaland not really the guy at who you want with the ball at his feet in midfield. Kind of more or less... I don't want to say he's only necessary in the box, but when you have him in midfield, he does kind of almost get a little clueless. He doesn't really make the good passes. He works backwards rather than forwards most of the time in midfield. So Charlson. Charlson gets past 2 United defenders, tries to cut inwards. Put down in the box. Referee says no. Didn't look as if there was anything there, to be honest with you. Of course, the Ipswich fans would say otherwise. Josko Gvardiol to Cancelo, back to Gvardiol, back to Cancelo again. Timo Werner. He has a little bit of space here. He's got Paqueta. I'm surprised that wasn't offsides. It was close. Oh, put down in the box by Kieran Trippier. And Old Trafford, as I'm sure you can hear, not happy with that one. Charlson to Phil Foden. Passes back to Kieran Trippier. About an hour gone here. Sancho to Charlson. Here's Timo Werner. It took 2 Ipswich players to get Erling Haaland off the ball then. Sancho, does he get it through to Endo? Endo, the shot turned away by Ederson. We'll be out for another corner. So yet again, I mean, that shot a little bit farther away. That was probably more of a comfortable save for Ederson that time than what he's had to do, he's had a half a second to react to it, which is all plenty for a goalkeeper of his level. Phil Foden to take the corner, and now we're gone here. That ball swung in towards the middle, headed by Darwin Nunez, out for a goal kick. Well, that was a fair effort there from Darwin. Didn't get kind of over the ball enough, really, with the header. Rodrigo Bentancur to Szoboszlai. It's now Erling Haaland, but he's tackled by Foden in midfield. Arturo Endo. Charlton. Tries to slip it past Cancelo, but nothing of it. And United can play out of the defensive third once more here. Szoboszlai. Oh, he tried to get past Henry. Henry with a good defensive play. I think a equalizer might be coming here for Ipswich. Tried really hard to get it. Of course, Ederson and goal have really been the only thing preventing that. Aaron Ramsdale wouldn't have saved it, that's for sure. So now it's Timo Werner to Haaland. Tries to slip it inwards, but intercepted by McAllister. Endo to Richarlison. To Endo. Back out wide to Phil Foden. To Gabriel. Foden. Phil Foden, well, I tell you what, he keeps trying to get his way forward, but he just can't, but slips it through now, Darwin Nunez. Tries to play back, what in the hell? Okay, anyways. So another attack that was looming for Ipswich gets turned over. United get the ball, bring it up to midfield, gets turned over again, and now Ipswich back on the attack. 20 minutes remain. Slips it through. It's Darwin Nunez, the shot, again saved by Ederson. Keep trying to find Ederson at the near post. It's not going to work. I'm sorry, they've tried that all game. It's just not going to happen. Richarlison had probably 2 or 3 shots against him. But again, tried the near post more than anything, and it's just not going to work. Rodrigo Bentancur to Szoboszlai, inwards to Paqueta. And he slipped it through to Werner. Yes, he does. Timo Werner, and it's in. And a second smash and grab goal from Manchester United have them 2-0 up over Ipswich. Great pass inwards. He's gotten past Kieran Trippier rather with ease. And at the far post, Onana's beaten. Timo Werner yet again. What a finish. And United go 2-0 up over this Ipswich side, who realistically probably could have had a couple of goals here today. Still some time left, you never know. I mean, I've seen games thrown away within 10 minutes. It's Darwin Nunez. Oh, the shot deflected, but it's Arturo Endo, and again saved by Ederson. I mean, yet again, now Endo has taken it well, kind of. Ederson at full extension there. He's turned it away again. It's up for another corner for Ipswich. It's not as if they've had any lack of opportunity. No, I would argue they have played the ball better in the attacking third than Manchester United, but again, they're down 2-0. 7 corners to none. For Ipswich here, it's Arturo Endo. Here's Richarlison the shot, and finally one gets through. Well, it has to be said, the fact that this game will not end as a clean sheet for Ederson is a little upsetting, but it has to be said, you kind of saw it coming, didn't you? Richarlison finally gets one at the near post past Ederson. 2-1 the score. So Ipswich showing signs of life. A bit late here. Substitution coming on. Lucas Paqueta replaced. But, well, I haven't gotten the nameplate yet to be able to tell. Anyways, 2-1. So the substitution, it was Willock replacing Paqueta. Still 10 minutes to go. The fact that Ipswich could still find an equalizer here now. Well, that one intercepted well by Josko Guardiol. Rodri tackled by Darwin Nunez, and now Ipswich having to play out of defense probably here. To McAllister. Out wide finds Jadon Sancho. Can he get past James? It does look as if he's got that chance. Yes, he does. And now trying to work his way inwards, but James plays it to Guardiol, who gets it away. Tackled by Henry. Oh, a bit of a couple of bodies falling there in midfield. Darwin Nunez. Nunez versus Rodri here. And United now look to move forward. It's Rodrigo Bentancur. Timo Werner. Timo Werner now. Gets Holland, gets Willock. That ball taken away by Ipswich. We're going to probably see at least 3 minutes added time here. Yes, it is. So still time for Ipswich, but they'll need to work quickly here. It's actually intercepted by Szoboszlai, and that one still now taken away. It is a Kanji in defense. Play to McAllister. Ipswich need to get going here, so I think they've got enough in them to find an equalizer. Whether or not they do, it's up to them. To Arturo Endo. To Phil Foden. Through, can he get Richarlison? Through to Darwin Nunez, the shot! Oh, it's deflected. It's going to be out for a corner. So substitution happening now. It's Anthony replacing Henry. We'll get less than a minute of game time, but, you know. So it's Alexis McAllister to take the corner. There's men in the middle. Swung in. Ederson makes the grab, and that will do it. United win, after all is said and done, 2-1 over Ipswich Town. Very hard-fought game from Ipswich. They couldn't capitalize on their chances, all but the one. And United, Timo Werner and Erling Haaland, as you'd expect, the two players that really did the most here. And United snagged 3 points. So now our penultimate fixture of matchday number 7. It's Wrexham hosting Southampton. Two squads here looking to really bounce back after a couple tricky fixtures. Wrexham last time out taking the loss to Crewe Alexandra. Southampton drew level with Liverpool. I tell you what, this one could go either way. I know I say that about every fixture, but I'm convinced that Southampton could go on a good run of form here very quickly. And it will be the hosts of Wrexham getting us underway. This Wrexham squad squared off with Crystal Palace in the cup ties they had, which Wrexham did advance. It was very close. The first match finished level, and the second one had to go to extra time. Wrexham did claim a victory, though, against Crystal Palace. Southampton losing on penalties to Wolverhampton, as I'm sure you've seen. It's unfortunate, because that was a very hard-fought couple of fixtures there for the Saints. It's Nathan Ake to Thomas Partey, back to Ake. Saka, back to Chilwell, back to Saka again. Southampton working it up the pitch here well. Not really got a lot of support. They're making a couple of long passes. That's sometimes risky. Saka now on the left, but again, you can see he's drawn himself to the corner. He's got nobody to help him. Finally, does Hwang-Min Son come in, and Son with the shot. Oh, and he's got it! Well, Hwang-Min Son puts it away here at the near post. Very close in against Emi Martinez. Now that one I didn't expect. Well, so here it is. We've got Saka in the corner, does play it inwards to Son. Nobody in the way, and Son. How he's managed to tuck that in between Emi Martinez and the post. I mean, that's like Sidemen football challenges right there.
Goal for Southampton, number 7, Son.
So Hwang-Min Son with the opening goal here. Of course, we expected Southampton to kind of strike as much as they could have. Again, with playing with 4 men forward, you kind of have to expect that they're going to find a fair effort. But Wrexham, who, you know, kind of looking to... I know Arsenal took the loss earlier. Crew Alexandra playing the Milan friendly or the bye week. Barnes inwards to Fernandez. Fernandez, the shot turned away by Pickford. You know, for this Wrexham squad, they need a good result here to kind of keep themselves in this battle. You know, to stay in kind of the top end of the table. What I will say is this, I mean, if they lose today, if they lose today, then United will take that 4th spot. Oh, Van Dijk brought down in the box, nothing of it. And now Southampton looking to move. Of course, if Southampton win, they would actually, I think, step over Wrexham as well if Wrexham lose. So Wrexham could be falling multiple positions in the table here if they lose this game. If they tie, then they'll still kind of be in a halfway decent position, but it's now Raheem Sterling pressuring Luke Shaw, backheel pass inwards to Lukaku. Virgil van Dijk gets it away. There's Nkunku to Yuri Tielemans, out to Barnes. Chipped over to Ivan Perisic on the left side, who may have space here. To Sterling. That wasn't Sterling, wrong nameplate. To Nkunku, tackled by Cash, and now Dunk. Gets it out to Chilwell, who, well, still under pressure here from Barnes. Just find Thomas Partey forward. And tackled at the touchline. Will be a throw-in for Southampton. What's going on now? Come on. That throw thankfully taken quickly. It's Thomas Partey now, perhaps with some room. Finds Son, inwards to Lukaku. It's Thomas Partey. Well, tries to work inwards, but tackled. And now Wrexham looking to move. Nkunku's kind of by himself, but he's got Thiago. He can get it past Ivan Perisic here. He does. Back to Nkunku. He's got Nathan Ake. And it looks as if Matty Cash will get on the ball before Nkunku will. Silva is tackled. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Can he work this ball forward? May have room, but he's not exactly got the help. He does have Nkunku, but it's... Well, I was going to say tackled, but almost ended up back on the ball. But Southampton with possession once more. Half an hour gone here. It's Thomas Partey. Tries to loft it over the top to Hwang-Min Son. Under pressure from Diogo Dalot. Son now on the left finds Lukaku inwards. Lukaku to Sterling, who is... Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Thiago Silva concedes a penalty here. Oh, Wrexham, that's a costly one. I actually have no idea what that call was. Did it go off his hand as he slid in? Sorry, I need answers. I have no idea what's happened. So in now comes the tackle. Oh, that's exactly what's happened. Yeah, he's trying to slide around, but he's got his arm out, and it's hit his hand on the floor. Yeah, I mean, that's I hate to say it, that's a clear-cut penalty, that. So it'll be Hwangmin's Son to take this penalty. Emi Martinez between the sticks here. We know the heroics that he's had in penalty shootouts, but here it is. Hwangmin's Son, and it's in. 2-0 to Southampton off the conceded penalty by Thiago Silva. And Sonny, that's a brace for him. And that ball struck well. Martinez actually did almost get to that. But Southampton now up 2-0 here after the penalty conceded. Diego Dalot up to Youri Tielemans now. Remember, still to come, Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool. That should be a fun fixture. Dalot to Fernandez. Fernandez to Barnes, and now it's Thiago. Inwards to Perisic. Out to Thiago once more. And Wrexham having to work really hard here to try to find any room in the attacking third. It's actually tackled, and Thomas Partey gets it away, but immediately overturned once more. Now it's Youri Tielemans. There's Fernandez. Does Nkunku stay outside? Whoa, Nkunku's thrown down in the box. No penalty called. Either a good flop or a foul that wasn't called. I'm not entirely sure. And now it's Matty Cash. Backwards to Nathan Ake, to Raheem Sterling. Can he find Thomas Partey? No, he can't. There's Nkunku. To Diogo Dalot. To Nkunku. Youri Tielemans back to Christopher Nkunku once more. That one's going to end up as a corner here for Wrexham. There's a penalty once more from Son. I think if Martinez reacted just a half second earlier, he probably could have had a fair shot at saving that. So corner for Wrexham. Bruno Fernandes to take. He's got Nkunku short. Can he get past Matty Cash? He's got inwards to Tielemans. Nathan Ake and Matty Cash coming to the rescue here, it seems, and yes, they do. Van Dijk to Fernandez to Nkunku. Hwangmin's Son. Son now doing his best, but can't quite. And he does get it inwards to Lukaku, who may have space. It's Thomas Partey. Does he get it to Lukaku? He does. He's got Raheem Sterling. The shot saved by Martinez. 2 minutes added time here. The first half coming to a close in 10 seconds time. Ish. There it is. So that'll do it for the first half. Southampton up 2-0 away against Wrexham. And Hwangmin's Son with 2 goals already. A brace in the first half. It's been a fantastic game for him so far, and Southampton have 2-0 lead heading into the second half. Equal on possession as kind of expected. Matter of fact, the same amount of passes attempted, same amount of pass accuracy. Just the 2 more tackles for Southampton and, of course, the 3 more shots, 2 of which being goals. Southampton will get us back underway here. Chilwell. Nkunku tackles. There's Virgil van Dijk. Wrexham trying to move about the ball well here in midfield, but they need to start kind of pressing forward. This team does have goal-scoring opportunity. Rory Tielemans. Does Nkunku get past Lewis Dunk? Well, he could have gotten past Lewis Dunk. He won't get past Lewis Dunk and Ben Chilwell. Lukaku, a great ball to Son. Oh, and it's just slightly overhit there. It'll be out for the throw for Wrexham. Dalit to Nkunku. Virgil van Dijk. Wrexham being down 2-0, you'd think they would be trying to play a little bit more direct at the moment, but that's not exactly the case. So Virgil van Dijk. Oh, and a costly error from Van Dijk. And now it's Raheem Sterling, the shot. Oh, and it's turned away. So it's out for a corner. As it turns out, Raheem Sterling couldn't tuck away the shot. But it'll be a corner here for Southampton. As Virgil van Dijk's error, well, it doesn't amount to much in this instance, but very close. Wangmin's Son called short. Silva will play to the South Korean. Well, Wrexham do get that one away. It's Virgil van Dijk. Trying to work his way inwards now, past Wangmin's Son, which he does. Works that ball all the way to midfield. And Fernandez turns away from the Southampton players trying to get the ball, and Wrexham now trying to move forward. It's Bruno Fernandes into Ivan Perisic. To Thiago. Here's Perisic, the shot, and it's in. So Wrexham get one back. Great goal then, good build-up. And I tell you what, beautifully slipped through ball there, and it's past Pickford. And Perisic with his right foot to the back post. Jordan Pickford watches that one go by him. Southampton, despite going up 2-0, now in a position where they start to, what's the old saying? Play like it's 0-0? That's exactly what Southampton need to do. Play like it's still 0-0, because that's what got them their success so far in this game. There's Nkunku to Perisic at the touchline, out for a goal kick. And that ball put off the side netting then. Wrexham nearly with the equalizing goal. Silva, inwards to Sterling. Back to Heung-min Son now. Wrexham have been looking good in the past couple of minutes. It's Sinistera now, who's come on as a sub. Oh, if he can get past Lewis Dunk here, he can. Oh, Sinistera suddenly looking good now. He's got a couple of men inwards. Sinistera, the shot, turned away by Pickford. Uh-oh, whoa, hang on, what? Harvey Barnes puts away the equalizer? What kind of conundrum was that? So that ball initially saved by Pickford. I don't even know. I don't even know. Well, he'll never have an easier goal than that one. Sorry, I hate to interrupt the proceedings once more, but we need to seriously dissect this one as well. So in comes the ball. That shot turned away by Pickford. Now here comes Matty Cash. What does he actually do? Absolutely nothing. Oh, it just kind of... So, it's deflected off the leg of Cash, which doesn't allow Pickford to get a good enough grab on it, which pushes it into the thigh of Barnes, who actually ends up getting a goal out of it. If that's not a comical of errors, I mean, I don't know what is. That is a ridiculously unfortunate turn of events for the Southampton defense, who initially looked as if they were going to walk away with this game. Heung-min Son, a brace in the first half, nothing since then. But perhaps I speak too soon. Maybe Southampton on an attack here. Raheem Sterling working well. And it's passed backwards to Emi Martinez in goal. It's Raheem Sterling. Taken by Fernandez. Here's Sinistera. And Southampton having to play out of the defensive third here. 10 minutes to go. Matty Cash working against Barnes, the goal scorer, on the touchline. It will be out for a throw here for Southampton. Matty Cash, inwards to Raheem Sterling. So Southampton now trying to work it forward. They've got 5 minutes remaining here. And they've started to play very carefully, as it turns out. This is not the Southampton that scored them twice in the first half. They were playing very direct, and now as we see that, well, it's tackled. The moment that Southampton started trying to play kind of more direct, they actually ended up kind of getting the ball into a good position, but since then not the case. It's going to be a throw. Southampton bringing on a sub here. Triple changes for Wrexham. And John McGinn coming on now. So Mullen replaces Nkunku, Ndidi replaces Fernandez, Pereira replaces Perisic for Wrexham. And then McGinn replaces Silva. It's Thomas Partey. Backwards to McGinn. To Partey. Tackled by Pereira. Oh, it's going to be a free kick here. 3 minutes added time and a substitution coming on. It's going to be that of Connor Cody replacing Thiago. Ndidi to Sinistera. 2 minutes remain here. Could either of these sides find a winner? It's Lukaku to Sterling. Sterling back inwards to Partey. Back to Sterling. Sinistera to Mullen. And Southampton get possession back. Referee, I'm assuming, is going to blow the whistle any second here. Thomas Partey needs to get this ball forward if they want it. Well, they do. It's McGinn He has Lukaku. He's got Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling now. And Virgil van Dijk makes a good clearance, and that's going to do it. In a game that was dominated in the first half by Southampton, finishes all square at 2-2. Heung-min Son gets his brace. But unfortunately, Southampton don't help him very much. Unfortunate result there for Southampton again. Another draw. And now for our final match of the day. It is Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool. Crystal Palace, unfortunately, being knocked out of the domestic cup by that of Wrexham. Last time out, it was a 0-0 draw versus Ipswich. And before that, they did beat Wolverhampton 1-0. As far as Liverpool go, they got their first points of the season last time out against Southampton. And they'll be coming up in part 2 of the domestic cup first round replays. But Crystal Palace will get us underway here. Coming up, having a look at the fixtures next time out, Crewe Alexandra will host Arsenal. Ipswich will host Wolverhampton. Southampton will have the bye week. Liverpool will host Manchester United, and Crystal Palace will host Wrexham. Liverpool, this squad, now trying the 4-2-4 formation. Hopefully for them, that'll put together some good... Well, I say hopefully for them. I'm trying to remain neutral. Obviously, this Crystal Palace is the squad I've assembled. Of course, this is the rematch between the two squads. Well, not rematch, but Raphael Varane now on Crystal Palace. Jack Grealish now on Liverpool. Raphael Varane has played very well for this Palace squad. Grealish, well, I tell you what, I think it was kind of the right choice getting rid of him. He's much more of a use to Liverpool than he is for Palace, that's for sure. There's Diaby, back to Montiel. Tackled by Wilson to the touchline. A throw for Crystal Palace coming up here. Diaby to Diogo Jota. As Isaac. Oh, but Diogo Jota's going to try to go forward on his own. Diogo Jota now. He's got some help if he chooses to use it. As Isaac. Isaac. Tackled. There's Eberici Eze. The Crystal Palace player in real life. The English international. Botman to Robertson. Some quick passing here by Crystal Palace, not really giving Liverpool an opportunity to intercept or tackle. Here's Matoma to Isaac, who has Diogo Jota. Oh, but Matoma may pick it up here. It's Matoma to Diogo Jota. It's Matoma, the shot blocked. And Hugo Lloris will have to jump up and grab that one. That was very risky there for Liverpool. That ball put upfield. Advantage being played here. Here's Diaby. Inwards to Diogo Jota. He can get past a couple of defenders, which he can't. It's Jack Grealish now. The touchline finds Estupinian backwards. It's Declan Rice in midfield. To Mateo Kovacic, over to Kyle Walker. Isaac working a tackle. No, he can't. We're switching the play here. Declan Rice all the way over to Estupinian. Diogo Jota trying to hunt him down. Jack Grealish passes it backwards to Romero. Wilson. Can play it backwards again. Under pressure from Pau Torres. Torres with the tackle. Now has Diogo Jota, and he's got Isaac forward. He's going to try to slip it through. Diogo Jota to the right side. Estupinian can't keep up with him. The cross coming in. It's over to Matoma. Matoma, the shot turned away by Hugo Lloris at the near post. Good save from Lloris. Corner for Crystal Palace. So it'll be Casemiro to take. That ball swung inwards. Diogo Jota with the header. Oh, Torres nearly got it. Nearly forced Hugo Lloris into the goal. But Lloris ends up with the ball and will kick that one outwards. Now Liverpool with possession in midfield. Estupinian tackled by Diaby, out for a Liverpool throw. Montiel trying to work on Jack Grealish, former teammates. Good one that time from Montiel. It's Diogo Jota. To Diaby. And Estupinian will take the ball away from Diaby this time. About half an hour gone here. Liverpool now starting to show some signs of life, trying to work the ball into the attacking third. Palace with a couple of good opportunities in the early goings, but nothing in about 10-15 minutes time. It's Grealish. Inwards to Declan Rice, who has Eberechi Eze. The shot turned away by Ramsdale somehow. Ramsdale, a player who's been under a lot of scrutiny from, well, myself. It does make a good save that time. It'll be Mateo Kovacic to take. He's got, who's this close? I believe that is Kulusevski close. Diaby trying to pressure him out wide, has Wilson. Tackled by Casemiro. And now Robertson trying to move forward. Back to Botman. It's Robertson. Oh, Liverpool get that ball back. It's Wilson trying to work inwards now. Robertson in the way. Liverpool still in the ball. That one taken away by Matoma. There's Isaac. Diogo Jota. Out wide to Matoma now. Matoma tackled by Kyle Walker to Kulusevski. Declan Rice swarmed by Matoma and Isaac. Ends up at the feet of Casemiro. 35 minutes played. Casemiro has a couple of men forwards now. May have some space on his own. He has Matoma. Matoma to Diaby. The shot, and it's in. Crystal Palace have the opener. It took a little while, but it is there. Diaby with the goal. Well, here it is then. It started with Casemiro working it to Matoma. Matoma, a beautifully played through pass to Diaby. That one hit with some pace, I will say. And Lloris can't react quick enough in time. And Crystal Palace go 1-0 up just before half. So Liverpool, the squad that got its first points last time out, they'll have to work here against Crystal Palace. Third place coming into today's fixture. Of course, with the loss from Arsenal earlier on, I think 3 points could go very well for Crystal Palace here. Although Eberechi Eze finds Kulusevski, tackled by Pau Torres. Not exactly cleanly cleared away, but it's going to be at the feet of Matoma here. To Robertson, to Rafael Varane now at the center-back spot. Robertson versus Kulusevski. Kulusevski actually gets the better of him. There's Romero. Kyle Walker now, back to Diaz in the center. First half coming to a close. Crystal Palace up 1-0. I'm assuming probably just 2 minutes added time at the most. It's Diaby to Botman, 1 minute. There's Isaac to Botman. Trying to get past Estupinian here. Nothing of it. And that'll do it for the first half. Crystal Palace does find the opening goal in the 36th minute by way of Diaby. Great goal from him. Great pass in through from that of Matoma. 37th minute, actually. Sorry. Let's say Liverpool, yeah, wow. Liverpool dominating possession here. 58-42, more passes attempted for Liverpool. About the same on pass accuracy, but more tackles for Palace. All that tells me is they've been on the back foot slightly a little bit more. So Liverpool get us back underway here. I would assume Liverpool could very well get themselves in a position to find themselves in the lead of this game. Or at least finding the equalizer. I think the equalizer is definitely in the cards. Whether or not they find the lead, that's another question. Of course, Palace fought to a 0-0 draw last time against that of Ipswich. Liverpool passing it around well now in midfield. Here's Kovacic to Diaz to Eberechi Eze in the midfield. Here's Declan Rice over to Eze. Tackled by, I think that's Casemiro. Yes, it is. Casemiro the ball at his feet versus Eberechi Eze. It's going to seem like, is he going to try to get it through to Botman? I tell you what, if Botman gets on that, brilliantly played ball. Oh, he does. Well, Botman now trying to work the ball in the corner with Estupinian, but Estupinian doing well to get that one away. And Botman's caught well out of position here. This could be trouble. It's Grealish. Does he get through to Wilson? Raphael Varane giving chase. Taken by Matoma, but I think it's going to be a free kick here. Yes, it will. I think it was handball by Matoma. So Eze with the free kick now. Not in any goal-scoring position, but if he throws some men forward, that could be trouble. So it's Eberechi Eze. That ball swung in, cleared away, only just, still at the feet of Diaz. Grealish through to Wilson, the shot, and it's in. And Liverpool get an equalizer. We thought it was going to happen. It has happened. Well, it has to be said, Grealish with a fantastic pass then inwards to Wilson, who's unmarked in the center. That one struck with some pace as well. 1-1 the score here. As we've only got about a half an hour to go, this one could go either way still. Well, we thought the equalizer was going to happen, and it has. How do Palace respond? How do Liverpool respond and perhaps keep momentum? It's Montiel back to Torres. I think Palace to get another draw here would be slightly more unacceptable than last time out when they had it against Ipswich. Isaac tackled off the ball by Mateo Kovacic, and now with an hour gone, just about, Liverpool trying to move forward, but that one intercepted by Casemiro. Botman has moved well high up the field, and so is Montiel. Now to Diogo Jota, through to Isaac. Isaac, oh, he tried to find a shot, nothing there. Kulusevski now back to Kyle Walker, back to Kulusevski. Walker inwards to Eze, to now Declan Rice. Matoma. That one's going to be out for a throw. It looks like a substitution taking place. And it will be that of Botman being replaced by Miguel Almiron. That's an interesting one, replacing a defender for a right winger. I think they're going to move Casemiro back to the central defensive midfielder spot. That's probably why they've done that, and Miguel Almiron will fill in somewhere upfield. Well, that's exactly what's happened. Although Casemiro hasn't fallen backwards. He's still kind of treading carefully in midfield. Mateo Kovacic to Wilson. Now to Jack Grealish. Grealish now pressured by Matoma. Grealish into Wilson. Wilson tackled by Diaby. Does get it away for now. It's Matoma. Now to Casemiro. Out wide to Robertson. There's Torres back to Robertson. Torres once more, and Palace playing a little bit more carefully now. It's Matoma. Tackled by Grealish, out for a Crystal Palace throw. Another substitute taking place. And it'll be Montiel to be replaced by James Ward-Prowse. Another defender being taken off here. There's Rafael Varane. Back to Matoma. Inwards to Casemiro. It's taken off the ball by Eberici Eze. Now Rafael Varane allows Wilson past the shot, and it's in for Liverpool. Rafael Varane choosing to allow his former club to have a goal. Of course, Aaron Ramsdale is absolutely useless at the far post and the near post. He's useless in the goal. Look at that. He's just not even attempted to stop Wilson there. I'm sorry, but that is such poor defending. Yeah, the shot's taken well. Let's not forget that. But, yeah, I think everything could have been done better there for Palace. So it's Matoma to Diaby. There's Rafael Varane to Casemiro. Matoma now on the left. He's played very well today, but the rest of the squad hasn't exactly come to his aid. There's Ward-Prowse in midfield. Miguel Almiron, 15 minutes remain. There's Matoma. Oh, it's Isaac now. Isaac trying to work the ball. Back to Matoma. There's Miguel Almiron. To Matoma. Matoma trying to find some space. Has Miguel Almiron. Has Isaac. Isaac, well, I thought he had some room there. Has Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota still turns. Diogo Jota, the shot, and it's in! And the equalizer for Crystal Palace. 2-2. Well, Diogo Jota really had to work there. Turned well. Gets Hugo Lloris at the near post. Nicely hit shot. I tell you what, very fair defensive efforts then from Liverpool. But Diogo Jota showing why he was taken in the draft as early as he was. So 10 minutes remain, all to play for once more. James Ward-Prowse intercepts. It's out to Diaby. There's Diogo Jota. Jota out to Diaby. Crystal Palace looking well here, but it's tackled by Estupinian. Now it's Jack Grealish. Tries to get it through to Wilson. Intercepted. Matoma to Isaac. Lofts over the top, finds Diaby on the opposite side. To Diogo Jota once more. Tries to get past Declan Rice. Nothing of it. Here's Mateo Kovacic with Kulusevski and Wilson in position as well. Kulusevski inwards to Kovacic, out wide to Grealish. Rafael Varane sat there. Eberici Eze. Nobody in defense for Palace. Finally, Rafael Varane comes to the rescue. Less than 5 minutes remain. Matoma to Torres. Inwards to Casemiro. To Ward-Prowse. Back to Rafael Varane. It's Diaby. Back to Varane. Back to Diaby again. Inwards to Ward-Prowse. Diaby, does he slip through to Diogo Jota? He does. Jota now to Isaac. Isaac, you can get past Diaz. It's Miguel Almiron. Almiron, unfortunately, that ball taken off of him. Less than 30 seconds remain. I'm assuming 3 minutes added time. Yeah, there it is. So 3 minutes for either of these squads to find a winner, or to just simply hold on and call it a draw. To Liverpool, that'd be welcome. To Palace, unacceptable. But it could be worse. It could be a loss. And now it's Wilson. Oh, that one is tackled by Casemiro. Pau Torres still with it. Now to Wilson again. Tackled by Robertson. Palace need to move forward here. Inwards to Diogo Jota. It's now Ward-Prowse. Why are they playing this ball backwards? And that's going to do it. 2-2 the final score. level pegging between the two squads. I think both teams thinking they could have had more out of this one. Well, that will do it for match day number 7. It's been a pleasure joining you here once more, and we'll see you next time.